Hello. As we know, the world is going to shit. No, I'm just kidding. It's on fire, and there is no recollection. Recollection. There's no recollection because we don't know what the fuck's going on. No, we are starting to anchor within ourselves. That's what is happening, and that's different for every single person. We're starting to realize that the foundation that our life was built upon, our belief systems, our government was built upon, is changing. And it's like, what do we do about that? How do we discern information when we're angry? How do we understand what our body is telling us, what we could be doing with our individual lives? Right? We have a lot of emotions right now, and we feel like we're having tantrums because it just is so disturbing to be alive right now and to have what your worst fears of is this stuff real? Is this power game actually coming into the mainstream news? It's actually happening. It's literally actually happening. And how do we discern when we're fucking angry? How do we understand what's going on? How do we still live our lives and not just fall into this pattern of like nothing fucking matters because look at how much shit is happening? The feeling and the push that I'm feeling energetically is that what does it look like to work through this anger to build a new world? Like the time is definitely now, this moment, this day. How have you been putting off things that you've always wanted to feel? Because now is the time to start those things. It really is. We're going to have a lot of new systems. It's the year of the fire horse. We have a lot of energy this year. And we got the King of Wands. We have a lot of energy going forward into this year. And we get to shape it how we want. We do. It feels like you've stepped into a new version of you. It's like you're still your body, but you don't feel the same. It just feels like more of your spirit took you over in the most positive sense. More of your higher self merged into embodiment. It's an embodied feeling where the world wants us to be distracted by this right now. That's how it feels. The world wants us to be distracted and fighting, and there's an opportunity to take the reins of your physical life, of your physical reality. This is a moment where our beliefs are shaken. This is a moment where we get to change how our future's looking. Yes, you're angry right now, and you should be, and that's good, because we're having a collective awakening, but we're coming back to oneness. We're coming back to a sense of, I always knew something was fucked up. Now that most people are seeing this, what do we do about it? How do we act every day? How does that validate other things that were true then? If this is true, what other things was I feeling? What other things was I sensing? What other things was I intuiting that were true? What were you intuiting in your life that were true? What did you have inklings about? What brought you down? I pulled this upright, but I just placed it down. What brought you down? What brought your happiness down? What shook your foundations? What shook your passion? What ignited you into celebration, into building a foundation? This is a great time to ponder that, especially when we have this energy of anger. How do we understand what information is true? Let's see. How do we understand what information is true right now? Okay, justice. There was some injustice here. Yeah, there was. We know that. Injustice, and what are we going to decide? Moving forward with action, passion. 2 represents a decision, and wands represent passion, fire, ignition. Where are we going to go? He's holding a globe. Where are we going? Where are we going from here? Where are you going? Where are you going with this? Where are you going with your life now that you have seen this type of information? If that's true, what about the company I work for? What about this? What about that? All these extra sensory abilities are heightening to this point where, oh, I always felt something was off about that person. They smiled in a weird fucking way. They always acted nice, but it didn't feel good at all. It felt like they were trying to manipulate me. It felt blah, 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 you know? So those are the mechanisms of discernment in your own body. That's the machine of the working machine of discernment within your body. It's a muscle. It's a muscle. It's an ingrained tool that we have. And it's not stupid. It's real. I just have 555. It's helping you with this change. It's helping you with positive change. So it's inspiring us to start a new project. Literally hear the wands again. Yes, fucking do that project. Fucking go for it. What is that thing? It's almost like put it out all on the table. Put it all on the table. What do you really want? Put it on the table. Have yourself be in a safe space and ready to see what it is you want. What it is you want. You just feel like there's an energy of insecurity or despair around it. Let's look at that. Let's go, who? Why? Where did this feeling originate? Where did I have this despair, this desperation, devastation, whatever the energy is around starting that new project? There's a lack of faith in the new project. If the world is run like this, how am I to do anything? Well, what we're seeing right now is, and you can feel this happening, and this is what I'm seeing from here. What we're seeing right now is how the world actually works. If you felt something was off, it's because it was. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe it wasn't the right person. Maybe it wasn't the right situation. Maybe it wasn't an insecurity that you were looking through the lens of. It's not always other people. Sometimes it's the lens we're looking through something at. Like, yeah, am I going to continue to gossip and do all these things through this lens, knowing it's not going to heighten my vibration? It's not going to get me what I want. It's just going to make people hate me more. It's going to make this stuff more dramatic. We're going to take away energy from the purpose. Or do I see it for what it is? Up, I'm gossiping. Up, I'm looking through this lens. Up, this is the point. And that's what it's saying here. Our lack of faith is coming from when we pursue our passions and we go for a new project, we're coming up with lack of faith and insecurities based on our lens. So we have to see the lens for what it is. It's like you feel the resistance and the turmoil and the fighting. Well, you don't just give up. That's what it's saying. Giving up. You don't give up. You see the future again and you go, wait. There is a possibility here. There's a steady possibility I can do for a long-term vision. Steadily making it every single day 1% better in different areas, in the same area, whatever. And I just put this upright and it feels more like competition. It feels more like you're starting to see things a little bit more with it's like one way, you're turning the pendulum to the other way in your life. Instead of being like a victim, you can start to turn to be like, where do I have the power within this? Where do you turn this on its head? Where do you understand your mental faculties and your brain and your thoughts to the point where you're like, yeah, I do think a little negatively. I do put myself down. I do judge people. So what's happening? I'm judging people. So what am I going to get in return? Not necessarily people that judge me, but people that can't see me for the real me. Or they're judgmental of things. There's a concept where let me just stick to the cards. But there's a concept. Hold on. Let's get this. I need a card to like keep me on track here. I'm gonna try to hold it in my brain as I'm picking one out. Like, I just need a clear answer, brah. Clear answer, brah. It's not any of those, and you gotta pop out for me, huh? There we go. Okay, so, yep, it's this reluctancy to move forward into a new space because we feel like that is a negative, like you're not dishonorable. That's what it feels like. It feels like dishonorable to be happy. But in reality, the new embodiment, you stepping into that new version of you, going like this, you're embodying, how I said it feels like more of your higher self is like embodying your physical body, your spirit is embodying your body. It's like you have more of your power right now because of the collective awakening right now. And it's going to lead to material success. Ruling over your material world. This is the time. This is the time. And it took me a few days to actually get to work on this. Get to work on where this channel is going, where my life is going personally, but also what am I building? What are you building that will become your resource reserve so that you work for yourself? What are you building? Maybe not even you work for yourself, because sometimes you need groups of people. I love working with people. I love working with people, not just online or, I love doing this too. I would do this. I talk to myself a lot. So I'd rather do readings for specific things that could possibly help at least one person. So it's like, you just make decisions. Am I going to have water or alcohol? Am I going to have an NA beer or an alcoholic beer? It just depends. These decisions that you're making will compound and they will create wealth in your life. And you'll look back and be like, fuck yeah. Because what are you future thinking wise? What are you creating and these are how we start to use this anger and discernment to make sure that we're creating the life that we desire. It's just inevitable. It will have to happen. We'll be sitting pretty, chilling. He worked really hard. He's in his work outfit. He just created all these things. Chillin'. Chill on. They're all lined up right here. She's picking grapes, which is a symbol of like being rich, wealth. You're sitting there picking grapes, eating them. Okay? So you have so much happening for you. You have control over your reality at this moment with this anger. And you already know what it feels like to discern because you felt it before. I knew this shit was happening and now it's all out here. It's like, wow. It almost feels like instead of so much disbelief, underneath it all, it feels like, I knew this fucking shit was happening. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I knew this was happening. I knew, like you knew this was happening. You knew it was corrupt. Maybe you didn't know all the details, blah, 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 and all the spirituality behind it, but you knew something was up. You felt it. What else do you feel that way about? There's aspects of your life where you're like, I know I'm doing something shady here in my own personal life. I know, what am I doing this for? Am I trying to get a reaction? What am I doing here? Because that feeling of discernment where you feel, oh, something's off. That person smiling at you, that corporate person smiling at you, let's go marketing, let's go, and you're like, there's something off about you, dude. Like, what is it? People can't be happy all the time. So I think your extreme of emotions actually shows you this truth of human life. Yeah. This is a possibility for you because you decided how life's gonna go. You're gonna just try one more time. You're gonna just try. You're gonna just take it as it is. You're gonna look at life as it is. You're gonna be like, wait, I wanna see what the fuck happens with this shit. I want to see what happens with this in the news. I want to see what happens with my life. I want to create it. I want to make plans. I want to dream. And because I had that feeling of discernment, I can now go, oh my God, I think I feel my way through life. I think I'm starting to feel what actually feels good to me. What actually feels good to be around, to put into my body, to consume, to be around, to I'm getting that feeling, and that is guiding my life. And I won't be perfect all the time, but that's not the point. It's just the point to feel it. And that is how to discern through this anger, through this chaos, how to be stable within the chaos, because this is the time to hone in. This is the time to be calm. Feel your anger, use it as power, but don't ruminate on things you can't control. You're using this to be like, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna hit the gym today. I'm gonna cook today because I'm angry. You know what? I'm gonna turn this stuff off. I'm gonna turn this stuff that's really happening that we do need to be informed about. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna keep this discernment, and I'm gonna use this energy. Anger doesn't just go away. You can't just suppress. It's just like, you can't, oh, anger's happening, you can't suppress it. You have to move it and change it and make it into something else. So go cook, go make a video, go start that thing, go run, lift, be healthy for you, because that's what you really want. And actually it starts to feel better. See the resistance as what it is. It's resistance. It's, I don't want to do this right now, but you're just looking at it like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then you just start slowly walking, and then you just start slowly walking up a hill, and then you just keep doing that every day, and then you're eventually running, then you're eventually lifting weights, and then you're sitting pretty. Okay? The ball is in your court. Okay? That's amazing. Fucking let's go.